Alright, today on F3 Fitness, I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend. It's Perseus. He's a powerlifting giant, just an overall beast in the gym. You may have seen him on CT Flesh's channel, crushing the dumbbell back gauntlet, one of the few who's done it. You may have seen him at the Kern. You may have seen him online, different powerlifting meets. So I'll let him introduce himself.
It's Perseus. All right, man, pretty simple, like my man said. I've been powerlifting now for a couple years. Hit me up, want to do an interview. I'm pretty honored to be here for him, honestly. So I'm excited, man. I have done a few things, done the current US Open. I travel around the country a lot, in a lot of different gyms, competing and meeting people. So powerlifting is pretty much what I do, is what I enjoy doing. So not much to me, man. I lift weights. I pick stuff up, I lay down.
Alright, man, we'll get to a few questions. First off, how did you get into fitness / powerlifting?
Oh man, I was my father was in the gym heavy when I was a kid, and then plus I grew up in an era where, you know, it was cool to be big, it was cool to be swole. So I grew up in an era with, you know, Hulk Hogan and Mr. T and that whole thing. So Arnold Schwarzenegger. So in the 80s into the 90s, that was cool. So I always wanted to be big. All right, and I always played sports too. Played football all through college. So I was kind of in the gym. Following college, got in the gym for a while. I was a bum, I won't lie. I was a bum. I didn't do much of anything. I think I had that whole little phase where I just kind of worked, partied, and did what everybody else did. And you know, you have different things that happen in life that might affect you mentally, and the gym just kind of became a bit of an outlet for me. So initially it was just go in there, blow off steam, get back into the gym. Then I wanted to get big, all right, just be very simple about it. And one day a friend of mine introduced me to powerlifting. She said, you should try it. And I got addicted, man. I tasted it one time, it was a wrap.
Yeah, when I first like found out who you were, I was actually watching, I think maybe Hurt channel from and Rob, and you were doing the gauntlet. I was like, who is this dude? Then I clicked the page. I was like, man, I see Birmingham on this page. It's like, I ain't never heard of this guy. And I got to know him. Cool, down to earth guy, man, humble. Let you bang with him, get a session in with him, no matter how strong, how small. I mean, you just say, hey, bring your A1 effort. So, I mean, you gotta respect that. So, like I said, man, check him out. I'm sure you've seen him and might not realize it. Next question, your future powerlifting / bodybuilding goals, because I know you've a lot of people on your back, like in that stage, man.
Yeah, man, I get impressed about the stage all the time. In fact, that's really how I kind of got into powerlifting. Like, everybody was on my back about competing, and really putting pressure on me, saying, you come to the gym every day, but you're not competing, not doing something. Why you ain't on somebody's stage, on somebody's platform? And it's probably peer pressure, to be honest with you. Do something, just get people off my back. I knew I didn't want to bodybuild. I always use the excuse, I'm too lazy to diet, to bodybuild. But definitely right now the focus is powerlifting. I do have maybe the idea of a show in 2019, but just wrap the Kern up. For those of you who don't know, the Kern is some consider maybe the biggest meet in the world. So I was honored to be there. I was honored to get invited. You know, once I qualified, went out, definitely did not have a show, and I would have liked to have. I bummed out in squats. For those of you who don't follow powerlifting heavily, if you go 0 for 3 in your very first lift, which is squats, you get disqualified. And so that's essentially what happened. First time I've ever been disqualified. Didn't even realize I got disqualified, honestly. Wow. When I'm 0 for 3, I was like, okay, cool. I just started benching now, just whatever. And that's when I realized, like, no, you done it. You know, so right now, going forward, man, the thing is bouncing back. Honestly, I did a meet 2 weeks following the Kern. I did well there. More of a confidence builder. And so immediately it's going to be off-season prep. Try to put on some size, definitely get stronger. Polish up my craft a little bit, my form, a lot of my technique. And the first of next year is going to be pretty much a focus. Either the Kern, maybe the LA Fit Expo, something of that caliber to get back on the big stage. And then from that point on, I'll assess whether or not I want to try, you know, bodybuilding or not. But the immediate focus is going to be powerlifting.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you get that bug, there ain't no turning back.
Not at all.
All right, next question. What's your opinion on the current state and the future in the sport about powerlifting?
I'll be honest, man. I really think right now powerlifting is probably at its height.
Yeah.
You know, in recent years as compared to maybe the past, when it was a big thing. You know, back in the 80s and 90s, I feel like it was a lull for a while where bodybuilding maybe taken over as a fitness game. But I think that powerlifting has definitely come on. When you got people like Cece Holcomb doing the stuff she's doing, you got someone like a Larry Wheels who's super just exciting to watch in general. You know, I think it's grabbing a younger generation of people, making them want to powerlift. And I think its current state right now is on the upswing. I actually feel a little lucky to be on it or in it right now, you know, when it is, because you got some big lifters out there right now making some good things happen and bring a lot of good positive, you know, light to the sport. So I think it's definitely at its pinnacle right now for this generation.
Yeah, it's making a big comeback. Back when I was younger, you know, gear lifting was a big thing.
Yeah.
No raw lifts for real.
Exactly.
So I mean, now you got people breaking gear totals raw.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's definitely. I mean, you got those beasts out there, and that leads to my next question. Women in powerlifting, Shadow Records. You got Stacy Bird. You got Cece Holcomb, Steffi Cohen. I mean, their whips are killing. Cece had like 600 or something.
Yeah. Then she put a stupid whip up this past weekend too. It was 620 something maybe. Like, so she, you know, the thing when you watch the women lift, I think when you hear women in any sport, sometimes you think it's going to be maybe a watered down version of what men do, but it's quite the opposite.
Yeah.
I mean, when you watch a Cohen or a Holcomb, or these women lift, like, they're doing some amazing stuff. You know? And I had the privilege of actually watching Cece for the first time at the Kern, and like, it was a Cece show. Like,
yeah.
it was crazy because she was just that intimidating of a presence. She was just that focused, and then she was dialed in. Like, she didn't make any mistakes on the platform, and she moved some impressive ways.
Yeah, more in them too.
And she had a whole lot more left in her. So I think, man, women are definitely, they right there with the men.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of the caliber of lifting, the excitement around the sport for women, and they do some amazing stuff.
All right, next question. Top 4 powerlifters, past and present, male or female. Be a combination of both.
Yeah. Right now, I got to put Cece at the top of the game. No, she's at the top of the game.
Yeah.
Male or female, man. So Cece Holcomb, Larry Wheels. You know, he's an exciting entity. I can't even say a human being. He's an exciting person to watch, man. He's definitely up there. Brandon Allen, Stephen Cohen. You know, so those are probably my top 4. And I hate to put somebody in a category like that because there's a lot of great lifters out there who probably deserve to be that top 4. But I can undoubtedly say just right now in the game, Cece above male or female.
Yeah.
She's up there.
That's hard to beat. Impressive, man. All right, your approach to training and diet. Recently, I see you join Team Goggins. How has that changed your aspect to training, diet, the whole aspect of power?
Yeah, I'm signed to Goggins for us. I'm training with Steve Goggins. He's a legend, obviously, in the game. If you know powerlifting, you heard of Steve Goggins. And I mean, his level of knowledge of the game just far exceeds what I ever would have thought. So, been on his roster now for a little less than a year, maybe 8 months or so, and just learning how to properly approach the sport, how to not beat my body up too much, understand the importance of recovery, of course, getting my technique better, always working on that, trying to polish it up. But I think the biggest thing from working with him has been learning how to train without overexerting myself, and understanding the need for recovery and deloads, and listen to my body. You know, before I got with him, I essentially coached myself, and I knew nothing better other than go in the gym and just beat myself up. You know, beat myself up every week, and I went home every night just sore, could barely walk, could barely get out of bed. And I went through essentially a 17-week prep with him for the Kern, a 15-week for the Kern. And, you know, I always felt good, I always felt refreshed, never sore, probably the strongest I've ever been. So I would definitely say the training, man, is to your body. And understand the importance of scaling back when you need to. You know, and understand you can't go, you know, full force of balls out all the time. Dieting, I guess I have a bit of a gift and a curse. I'm just a genetically lean person, and really and truly probably not even built to be a powerlifter, because it's really tough for me to hold weight and put on weight. You know, so we need to retain water weight and carry more of a fluffy look to protect your joints and just really to be strong with the powerlifting. Yeah. It's tough for me to do that. So a lot of my diet includes just essentials, man, red meat, you know, rice, starches, sodium, just trying to retain water during prep. I walk around at about 255, maybe 260 throughout the year. Competition size, I like to be around 270, closer to 270. But when I'm all prep, like I'm down about 260, I eat clean. I watch my carbs, watch my sugar, watch all things you shouldn't drink, shouldn't eat. But when it's prep time, it's red meat, chicken, and rice. You know, a lot of just carbs, just trying to get the weight on.
And you stay relatively lean all year.
Yeah, exactly. Which is tough. It can be a little dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, a lean frame and powerlifting can be dangerous because once you start putting that kind of weight on your body,
the joints, man.
The joints need to be lubricated, so to speak. So you need that weight.
Your opinion on huge water cuts?
So I've been fortunate enough to where I have not had the water cut, but I think it can work if done properly, if done right. And I think the key to a legit or a good water cut anyway is a proper diet leading up to the water cut. You know, a proper diet leading up to the water cut, and you're holding the right amount of water, you can get it off in a week. You know, sometimes even shorter than a week. But it's getting it off right, and then once you get it off right, to refuel or to refeed properly. You got to put it back on right. So I think that the water cut itself is maybe the easy part. I think the refeed properly is what's going to be the hard part. I think a lot of people refeed the wrong way. You know, they go right at the weigh-ins and pancakes and teas and all that stuff. Like, if you can refeed properly, because that's me, you were talking off camera earlier. You know, holding water is one thing, but you have to give the body something for the water to hold on to. So you need that sodium, you need the magnesium and stuff we talked about earlier. So I think what happens after the water cut is what's really essential.
Yeah, you gotta put it back on, man. Now you're digging a hole. All right, last question, but more so, I mean, tell them about your Immortal brand. He has his own brand, guys. Tons of great stuff for the ladies, the guys. Headwear, shirts, tights, and he's also got this great program, this Bench Like a God program. If you're not familiar, he's over 5 inches. He's probably closer to 6. He's probably gonna hit 6 within the next year, honestly. So I mean, just tell him about that, a little more about that.
Immortal apparel, man, it came about, to be completely honest with you, I have a really good friend, maybe my best friend, who was stricken with cancer about 2 or 3 years ago. And at the time, he was diagnosed with cancer. You know, I just started my Instagram page. I was not into powerlifting. Just feel like most people just posted workout stuff. And we were talking one day, and he was like, "Man, I've been doing y'all these years." He said, "You're doing some pretty impressive stuff. You should, number one, make your page public, and also you should maybe try to brand yourself." I'm like, "Man, nobody hearing all that. You know, I'm just another dude lifting weights." And he's my best friend with the same age and the whole nine, but I've always considered him a bit of a mentor. He's just a great dude. You know, so when he was stricken with cancer, you know, the way he handled it, and I mean, he didn't let it, you know, affect him too much. You know, he dealt with it, he digested it, he moved forward with it, and started his fight. And we talked a little bit more at that point. He's like, "Man, you really should just go and do this. Do it for yourself, where it's gonna hurt." So I started the apparel line. And I started Immortal Apparel, and my thing with the term immortal is this. None of us are immortal. We all know that. I mean, mortality is inevitable. But it's the mindset in which I'm talking about. You can have an immortal mindset. You can go into anything in life feeling like it can't kill you, it can't hurt you, it can't break you. And so that's my approach to powerlifting. That's my approach to life in general, to have an immortal mindset where I can't be defeated. And so that's where Immortal Apparel came, man. And I wanted to come out with an apparel line that was expressive, you know, like the shirt I got on now. just people that wear things to kind of express themselves in a clean manner, but also fun.
Yeah,
little kicky slogans from women and men both. You know, that's what I brought. You know, so that's the apparel line, man. Doing real well. People supporting it, so I definitely appreciate anybody who's been supporting it. You know, so definitely appreciate that. But check out the website. ImmortalApparelShop.com is what it is. Let me put it in the caption. I don't know if you guys can check it out.
Yeah, we'll put it in the link.
But also the Bench Like a God program, like you said, it's funny, in powerlifting you have squat, bench, and deadlift, and it seems to be benches that one lift that most people just don't particularly like.
Yeah.
You know, because but for me it was always just my best lift. I just naturally have had a good strong bench, and I had people all the time asking me, you know, how can I get my bench up? What are you doing to get your bench up? And I thought about it, so I put together a program. It's essentially based off of you know, my prep program for each meet is what it is, and it just focuses on, you know, different rep ranges and different percentage based, but also to help, you know, monitor your progress, critiquing videos, things like that, because benching is a very technical lift. All right, a lot of small muscles involved, and a lot of people just don't understand it. So that's where that program came from. I've had a lot of clients who've partaken in it and got some real good gains from it, man. So it's been a good program. And like I said, it's basically the same program I use when I prep for any meet. So.
Yeah, well, that's the interview with the man, the myth, the legend. Give me your social media handles.
Yeah, Instagram is it's Perseus. It's _ Perseus actually. ITS_Perseus. My Facebook is Perseus IA. Pretty simple to find. And my YouTube is also Perseus IA. So check me out. Follow my page, man. There's gonna be a lot of lifting, honestly.
Yeah.
But also I try to motivate people and try to give insight, and really more than anything, just a mental approach to lifting and to life, and how they both go together. In terms of trying to be the best you can be at anything you do. For me, it's happening powerlifting. So that's really my approach to life, man. Be the best you can be at anything it is. You know, so.
Yeah, like I said, definitely check out his Immortal brand. The guys and the ladies will like it. Check out his bench program. I'm not sure if you're doing coaching or training.
No, currently not coaching. I took on a few clients, but I really don't want to get into coaching until I can devote that amount of time. So I took on a few clients in my off season. I might take on a few more in the off season right now that I'm not competing. But when I do it, I always announce it on my page. You know, that I take on some clients or what have you. So just stay tuned for it. But I do it. Just not currently taking on any new clients right now.
Okay. Well, that's it for this episode of F3 Transformations. Thank you guys for tuning in, and check out my man, this Perseus.